Hello YouTubers, this is Cessnaace back again with another video. Today I turned 53, so the family and I went to Dave & Buster's to celebrate. The place was packed, which surprised me being that it is a Thursday. Saturdays and Sundays the place is packed, but usually during the week it's not. But figure, well, tomorrow is the first day of spring break, so that's probably why the place was packed. Okay, I thought one of the things I do is a little show and tell, plus talk about some of the things that I've got on order. First of all, I don't think I've ever shown my Commodore 64 games. I only have 2 games to go along with my 2 Commodore 64s, I guess. This is a US release. And is complete with the manual, registration card, floppy disk, these Sentry password chart. This is going to be probably impossible to see because they printed it on a dark colored paper. Accolade yearbook for 1988-89. Its layout is basically pretty much made to look like a high school yearbook, complete with high school photos of the employees been working at Accolade. Something else it comes with is this overlay. Let's see here. If I can do this. As I mentioned, I have 2 Commodore 64s. Both are pretty much in like new condition. They were given to me by an uncle of mine who at one point in his life was heavily into Commodore. He had a VIC-20 before he got into the 64. And unfortunately, he saved the boxes. This is the box for this one. I don't know if I showed it or not, but it has a price of $149.99 on it. Not that you can make it out with this camera. From Sears, where he bought it. Now, the game I already showed you is a US release. This is a UK release. Real Boss. No screenshots or anything, unlike the game from Accolade. which did. This is complete with the disk, the manual, which has 0 graphics, and a reminder that games for the Commodore could be released on floppy disk or cartridge or audio cassettes. Here are the wells for the tapes if they so inclined to release it that way. Okay, I do have a floppy drive for the Commodore 64, which is big and heavy, and I have a color monitor. One thing I forgot to point out, which of course is commonly known among Commodore owners, is that the processor is built into the keyboard. And they designed it this way so that they could sell it for a lot less than what the competitors were selling their computers for, because the competitors had their systems with the main case and the keyboard and the monitor all as one unit. So if you wanted to replace one component, you had to replace them all. The VIC-20 came this way, and so if you already had a printer and a monitor and a floppy disk drive, all you had to do was unplug the VIC-20, plug in the Commodore 64, and off you went. Okay, I mentioned in a recent video that I picked up a number of anime DVDs. We'll get around to showing them. I will go ahead and say they were all in the same series. I have 5 volumes of Ranma 1/2, distributed by Pioneer, and localized by Viz Video, apparently. Anyway, stick that over there. Also, recently did an unpacking video where I showed this Hong Kong release DVD, NTSC standard, encoded for region all. I love this movie, although it is quite intense, especially the final fight sequence. I had this movie before, I still do, on both VHS and DVD-R from Video Search of Miami, and that transfer is full screen and it's cropped and it's English dubbed. This offers Cantonese language or Mandarin language, and has 3 subtitle options: traditional Chinese, simplified Chinese, and English. But there's one bit that was snipped out of this version that was in the Video Search of Miami version. Don't know why it was cut out, but it was just like 2 seconds of topless female nudity. That was snipped out of this version. Now, at the same time I was ordering this, I was ordering this, which is the same movie from the same company on VCD. I found the VCD copy on their site first, Yes Asia I'm talking about, and then I found the DVD, and I was going to cancel this, but I said, I'll go ahead and get it in both formats. Why not? Okay, and I have some video games coming from the NES dump. Now, some of the cartridges that I've shown in the past that I've already received from NES Dump. These were all $30 a piece, and they use donor cartridges. This first game is what they call a translation. It is a game that was released only on the Famicom, and as it was such a late release for the Famicom, it didn't get localized for the NES. Adventure Island 4. Now, I also got it with a slight label variation. And then a not so slight label variation. This is my favorite label. Both of these others that I showed you have a code of NES-TTUSA, whereas this one has the code NES-Repro-USA. Another translated game I have that was released only on the Famicom originally is Astro Fang. This is kind of like a combination between Rad Racer and Spy Hunter. Now they also offer pirated games and prototypes, repros of prototypes, games that had been developed but not released back in the day, and graphical hacks. This is a graphical hack of the game Wacky Races for the NES, but with Harry Potter, called Harry's Story. Notice down here it says on the label hacked. This was not hacked by a fan, by the way. It was actually hacked by a company in China. Now, something I noticed when I last visited the NES Dump site is they now offer the same service for SNES games as well as Sega Master System games. So they've got Sega Master System games that were not released for the Sega Master System, but for example were released only in Japan for the systems there, and they put it on Western cart, complete with case and everything. I also have some DVDs coming. I have a DVD of a rather large budgeted American comedy from the 1960s that an all-star cast was shown on television quite regularly throughout the 70s, but it has never been released on home video in the US, not on VHS, Beta, Laserdisc, DVD, no release whatsoever. This DVD that I have coming is a German release of the film, and it offers the film in English and German. I also have a number of DVDs coming from Warner Archive. Through them, you can order movies on DVD that are not otherwise commercially available on DVD. They're pricey, generally around $25 a piece, although these two that I ordered are $20 a piece. But I was kind of excited to see one of them, and well, pleased to find the other. So when I get those packages, I will show them, and also I'll be replacing this computer with another computer sometime next week, and so hopefully that'll take care of all of the issues that I have been having, such as problems capturing video and so forth. This computer has been acting very flaky, and I think the USB ports are faulty because I've been having problems with this web camera off and on, working and not working, and working and not working, and it had been working, and then earlier today I tried to use it and it wasn't working, it was dead. Tried it about an hour ago, and it worked fine. So there you go. Until next time, stay awesome.